What's up guys, Mr. Freecoiner coming back to you again today. I hope everyone is doing well and you are taking care of yourselves. Now, just wanted to talk about a couple things here. A lot is going on, but one thing I really want to go over, and I always talk about this, I mention it often enough. I do need to kind of bring it to you because it is something that could affect us, from the past, and it will definitely affect us going into the future. But anyway, we'll get to that. As we can see, Bitcoin it's trying to go up. Which is obviously a good sign. We want Bitcoin to go up because it just leads the way for everything else to start moving upwards. However, XRP does, to be honest with you, it seems to me that XRP may be somewhat broken away from Bitcoin because it just really seems that Bitcoin's actions are having less and less of an effect on XRP. But until we really see Bitcoin get on that real bull run that we're expecting to see, and then the altcoins follow possibly sometime after that, we'll see if XRP does go with the altcoins, the other alts, or if it stays stagnant like we're expecting it to, if it's actually broken away, or even the inverse. Could XRP take off without the market, the rest of the market doing anything? Now, also there is the question of manipulation. We do know there's something of the sort going on. That's pretty widely known or understood situation there, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So this is how the U.S. tax man is looking for your crypto. Now, some of the stuff that they're talking about in here, it's really very invasive. What they're talking about doing, let's get on to this. So they've come up with different ways, and this is a slideshow that the crypto tax girl, and we'll go into her tweet as well. But what they're planning on doing is essentially contacting Apple, Microsoft, Google, and looking for people's download history. Transaction. But the thing about it is, what they're looking for obviously is to see if anyone has downloaded any of the cryptocurrency software, apps or wallets and things like that. However, this information is supposed to be private. This is our download history is private information. They're using this under the guise of criminal tax evasion. However, that's really kind of a fine line, because what would make them think that someone is a criminal? I don't know. It's going to be kind of that's going to be a touchy situation right there. And I'll go ahead and get into the crypto tax girl's tweet. She says, "I recently got hold of a presentation given to special agents in the IRS Criminal Investigation Division that discussed investigating taxpayers who hold crypto." Okay, so first of all, I'm all about, look, no matter what it is, we have to pay taxes. Otherwise, we'll have thugs at our door. Wisest thing to do, just go ahead and pay them. However we look at it, whether we want to look at it as extortion or thievery or whatever, whether we agree with it or not, they are going to take it. And best thing to do to keep them out of your business is to just go ahead and pay them. Now, my thing is how they obtain the information is questionable. But anyway, she goes, "I went through all of the 181 horribly formatted slides attached for reference. Haha, and here's what she says she learned." All right. She says the IRS plans to use interviews, open source searches, electronic surveillance, social media searches, and grand jury subpoenas given to a variety of companies. You would think that these subpoenas would be served to crypto exchanges, but the IRS plans to serve them to Apple, Google, and Microsoft in order to search through taxpayers' download history to see if they have ever downloaded cryptocurrency applications. Again, an invasion of privacy because they're not going to only see those type of downloads, they're going to see other type of information. Another slide mentions that the agents should be sure not to notify the taxpayer, wow, about the obtainment of information regarding their use of Bitcoin, because such notification could be detrimental to the investigation. The IRS also plans to serve subpoenas to collect bank, credit card, and PayPal records. Now, I hope you guys can see what I'm saying here. I'm just, it troubles me that all of this is on the table. Okay, for me, it really troubles me. Anyway, these records should be analyzed to determine if any payments in or out went to parties that can send or receive crypto. The IRS also plans to review Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms to find publicly available BTC and ETH addresses. So another thing, guys, I always say, do not flash your bags. Any of you who are putting out there on social media or sending messages or any of that stuff talking about how much you have of any token, you should not do that. Don't do that. That's bad in so many ways. Okay, that's private information. Never share that information with anyone for any reason, unless you're speaking to them directly. Can't reiterate that enough. I see so many people putting out they got 100,000 of this or whatever. Don't do that. Don't do it. All right. It says, she says the IRS also plans to review. I already read that. She says there are a ton of other information. There is a ton of other information in there about crypto in general, tracing transactions via the blockchain, limitations of the blockchain, etc. But what you need to know is that the IRS is working hard to identify criminal tax cases involving cryptocurrency. Again, criminal tax cases. So I can understand if, for whatever reason, they feel the need to identify you as a tax evader. It's kind of like if you're driving down the street, a cop you're doing the speed limit amongst a whole bunch of other people, and a police officer just picks you out of the crowd and says, you know what, I want to look and see if you have ever broken the law, or if you were ever speeding. I want to look at I want to see where you have your your cruise control set to see if it's over the speed limit or whatever. This is akin to that. If you're not breaking, if there's no reason to look at you as a possibly doing something criminal, then how is it that they are going to identify you? That's just my question right there. All right, so because it seems to me that this is just going to go, towards everybody. If it's like they are going to assume that I don't know. Maybe I'm going too far into it, but either way, this is what they're doing, guys. So just do the best you can to report whatever. Typically, we don't catch everything. If you're involved, if you are on a particular exchange, typically they're gonna have the information for you. The crypto tax girl, I'm sure I'm gonna probably contact her to just make sure all my stuff is in a row, all my ducks are in a row, and I'm good to go, so I don't have the IRS thugs at my door. So it is what it is. That's the world we live in. She also says, I pray that none of you reading this get audited, but after going through those slides, it wouldn't surprise me if some of you do. And that's the thing, again, why? If you reported everything correctly already, you have nothing to worry about. If you haven't, let me help you. And again, she gets, puts her information out there. And Papa Wheelie actually said something I found pretty funny. He says, hopefully the person who made the PowerPoint is on the investigation team as well. Yeah. So, okay. Anyway, guys, that's just wanted to talk about that. That's like something that, like I said, that really, really Man, it just kind of strikes a nerve with me when it comes to that, because just for so many reasons. Anyway, moving on, is Ripple XRP going into the big leagues? So the reason why they're asking that is because when you look at this particular slide, so we can go ahead and right here. So this is an example slide. However, and I think the creator of this article, right, well here, where is it? Yeah, he says, although now the slideshow appears to have been removed, if you try to access it through the original tweet, and all of the slides have been removed, it could be because of the specific slide with Ripple. The entire slideshow is available for viewing through the Wayback Machine archive. The other slides did not reveal any sort of crucial information. So going in here, what you see here, I don't know if you guys can, I don't know if it's, seriously clear, and every time I put my mouse there, it's just gonna give me that. But as you can see down here, like where my mouse is, right over here, it says, we know Bank of America is already part of it, but it says also PayPal, Visa, as a few others I can't read there, Flexall. But essentially, the impression I'm getting is that this was including some of the companies that they're possibly going to be working with, and again, overall, the biggest one would be PayPal. It says, and moving on here, it says, while this is all just speculation, Ripple could be hiding some crucial ties with a company they do not yet want to reveal to the public, which I would assume is PayPal, and are waiting for the information to be finalized. Overall, it's a presentation that changed to remove an example showing BOA, PayPal, etc. using RippleNet. It would be amazing if they were actually connected, but as of now, it appears to just be an example they have removed to prevent any confusion and ties. So, that could very well be the case. It could be that these are future things to come. We already know there is a tie with Bank of America. That is definitely something that has been mentioned before. There's always a speculation about PayPal, like I said, but we'll see. I mean, that would be awesome news. That would just be excellent, because we know what kind of what kind of payments, or the amount of payments and the amount of money that's involved with PayPal. All right. So I wanted to mention one other thing, and I have to apologize to whomever it was that tweeted this out. Said that the launch date for SBI could be on the 22nd of this month, and unfortunately I cannot find that tweet again, but that's what it did mention, and also I'm not able to give the credit where the credit is due. So again, whoever put that out there, I'm sorry. All right, so another thing here, Binance CZ expecting an altcoin rally that will lead the way for stronger projects. This is one thing that we have been looking for. I definitely am looking for it. And what they're saying here is that the reason for a lack of an altcoin rally is simply because, or rather altcoin season, is because, as it says here, however, crypto traders and analysts speculate that the lack of an altcoin season so far has to do with growing interest in initial exchange offerings, whereas we have BNB, the BNB token, the BTR token, and several others that are out there. Excuse me one second here. Okay. And he also says, it also says where Changpeng Zhao, aka CZ, CEO of Binance, also seemed to be pretty bullish for a potential altcoin rally this year, and is of the opinion that unlike the 2017 bull run, the upcoming rally will be a selective one, which would lead the way for stronger projects, where stronger projects would go up. He says the industry is evolving. We are now seeing real projects with real blockchains coming out. So, and that could very well be the case. Utility, as we all know, could be the very driving factor for this altcoin season, this bull run. All right, this next bull run that happens, but remains to be seen. Hopefully, I personally hope that we can all win. I know there are going to be some projects that do get left out, but hopefully, like I said, we all win in at least a small way. Another thing I did want to say is that, guys, any of you out there, and I know this is everyone's choice, but I personally feel that when you are, so there are a lot of influencers. I don't, of course, consider myself an influencer, but I see a lot of influencers out there on Twitter, on YouTube and all that, who have a lot of negative things to say about certain projects. And I really feel this way. If you are just spreading more FUD, okay, if you don't have like specific information or good facts to back up what you are spreading, why spread it? For example, the situation with Tron yesterday, or in the past few days, we all know that Justin Sun isn't some criminal out there who is looking to defraud people. So why would you spread that type of information? People are invested in these coins, and we are part. If you, just because you are invested in a particular coin or token, and you don't like this other token or whatever, it does not make sense that you would FUD or disparage another project especially when the information you're spreading is incorrect. Okay, we have to remember we are a part of a bigger space. Okay, and we all have a responsibility to each other to make sure that we at least pass on correct information, factual information. It really, that's one of my biggest peeves, that people would come out and start to talk, especially those who have, thousands or tens of thousands of people following them. It just makes no sense. We all have our decisions, we all have our likes and dislikes, and that's absolutely fine. But, I just stress that, guys, be very considerate of what you say. And who cares what I say, but either way, this is how I feel. I think it goes a long way to have some consideration for other people, even though you may not be involved in a particular project. Okay? And that goes for every one of them out there. I'm not going to disparage Bitcoin. I'm not going to disparage Stellar or whatever. It's not necessary. So I think we need to really be more conscious of what we say and the things that we put out there. Ultimately, it all comes back to you. So anyway, guys, that's really all I have today. I hope this was informative and it helped in some way. Guys, if you feel that I deserve it, please hit that subscribe button as well as the like button and the post notification button so you know I've posted. Again, until next time, this has been Mr. Free Coiner. Take care of yourselves and God bless.